Thank you for your time this beautiful morning. My name is Chad Novak, and I'm here once again on behalf of the Saskatchewan Taxpayers Advocacy Group in regards to the Regina Revitalization Initiative Stadium Project Delegation of Authority, EX 14-3, that's in front of, or 14-13, that's in front of you today. There's a lot of information contained in this recommendation, so I won't get into too much detail in here. Get to the really nitty-gritty of it. I'm noting in the report, and I've noted this several times in the past, we have a current outstanding issued and authorized debt of $77.2 million. We have an authorized but not issued debt of $38 million. And now we have a stadium debt of over $200 million. The stadium alone is more than double our current debt load. Does this not concern any of you? Do you not care about the fact that we're going to be in debt up to our eyeballs and we still haven't even touched the streets? We haven't touched the core infrastructure that we are claiming is such a priority in the city? $2 billion in infrastructure deficit, and we are finding out now that the reason why we have a lot of this infrastructure deficit is apparently because we don't do the work. That's tomorrow's subject. We have a pension deficit, we have a wastewater treatment plant that's not even in here, or maybe it is, you can correct me on that one. Other infrastructure that we know needs to get addressed, water mains that are breaking left, right, and center. One that just happened yesterday, poor people that had their streets and homes probably flooded, poor cars. Now, something that I brought forward back on January 27th, before I was rudely removed, was the subject of the fact that the interest rate. I won't get into details of what happened at that meeting. You are all very well aware of what happened at that meeting. My concern is this delegation of authority, this issuance of $100.4 million of debt. What are our assurances that the interest rate that we are, whatever we're claiming it's going to be now, is going to be what's actually going to be voted on when it comes back to council, whenever administration basically recommends it to you and says sign it or we're in financial difficulties. What are our assurances? We saw what happened between January 2013 and January 2014, 3.5% to 3.99%. That's a huge dollar figure when we're talking about $100 million in debt. I can't remember what exactly the dollar figure was, but it's significant. We still don't have a clue as to how we're going to fund that difference. It was reported the next very day. Delegation of authority. This is something that is set out in the Cities Act. As a council, you cannot delegate your authority on decisions. It is my serious concern and my opinion that this is exactly what we're doing here. We're delegating that authority to administration, which is violating the the Cities Act. I know that there's an interpretation that people that certain individuals are questioning and made very clear at the January 27th meeting, even though apparently it's not that big of an issue. So if it's not that big of an issue, I don't know why anybody's obsessed with clarifying exactly what they think a delegation of authority is. We need to do what City of Regina did last year in the wastewater treatment plant referendum and look at the Oxford English Dictionary. And when you look at that, you look at the definition in there, we're talking about power, the ability to influence. When administration comes back to you and says that if we do not approve this debt, we are going to be in financial difficulties. When administration comes to you and states that the interest rate may rise, even though the loan had already been authorized and the interest rate was set in stone, we're certainly there's more questions there than just the delegation of authority. So I only have 10 seconds left here. I will wrap it up and say thank you very much for letting me have the opportunity to speak to you today regarding this issue. I sincerely hope that eventually someone might Think for the taxpayers. This is a serious issue, and thank you. I'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Novak. Are there any questions from council for the delegation? Seeing none, thank you very much, Mr. Novak.
Thank you.